So any advice that I give to any missionary that would go there, at least like climate, culture wise, just be prepared to really just be immersed into it. The language will come. It always does. With me, it took me a good 4 months to really have the language down. To be able to have my companion take a really important phone call, and me having just taken over like a lesson or a contact all by myself. So when you're there, don't be discouraged when you feel overwhelmed or you feel like you can't do it. Just hold it out, and after a period of time, it'll be like second nature, just speaking the language, and you'll get so used to how to do things there. Housing wise, it's not like your typical apartment here in the United States. The apartments are dirty. You'll get pests, you'll get cockroaches. I'd always have a loaf of bread that I'd get from the store, and I'd constantly get a mouse in it. It'd chew right through it, it'd dig his own little burrow inside the bread. And so I try to find ways to like hang it up to where the mouse wouldn't get to it. My first house that we were in, there was like nothing. So like there was nothing in there. There was the 2 desks that we would use for studying, and then there'd be another desk that you just put all your food on. There was no cupboards or anything. You had a small mini fridge, and a little kitchenette. It was this little stove, this electric stove that you could move places, that you could use to heat stuff up. And I think maybe there was like 1 pot that you could use to cook something. And so just be prepared when just find ways that you can still get sustenance in a healthy way, because there are some areas where the members won't feed you as much. So breakfast, usually you're on your own. Lunch, thankfully, in this mission, they're really big on the members feeding you lunch, and dinner. So you'll at least get that. But on the days where you miss dinner or the members fall through with it, you just got to make sure that you'll have something at home that will help you for the next day. So shopping wise is pretty easy. They give you a set amount of money, just like any other mission would. They give you a set amount of money each month, and it depends on what mission you're in. It depends on how much money you get. And so the mission does pretty good when it comes to knowing how much money you should have. And the senior companion always gets the money for the month that will pay for the rent for the house. Finding a place to shop was pretty easy, just down the street. You always had to ride the bus and take your groceries with you. So grocery shopping on a Monday was pretty common, because you only have stuff to carry for the week. You don't have a car to put it in. So the weather, so like I said, the one area I was in was the hottest area and the most humid. And so just be prepared when your mission pamphlet before you leave on your mission tells you what stuff to get, make sure you get it, because when it rains, it rains. It doesn't matter if you have a waterproof jacket on, you're gonna get soaked. So just be prepared to get soaked. I've never seen rain like that before. The people there don't treat the environment as good as we do here. So people, like when you get on the bus, as you're waiting for it to go. A lot of people sell stuff on the bus, and that you'll buy. And so someone would buy something, be like, a plastic bag with water in it. They drink it, and then as soon as they were done with it, they throw it out the window. And so the streets were covered in trash, and there'd always be canals, little ditches where the water would go when the rain would fall. But with all the trash, all of the canals would get clogged up. And so with them all getting clogged up, the roads became like rivers. And so when it rained, nobody's on the street. Everybody would stay inside until it lit up, and until it let up. And lightning, pretty scary. So I remember one time it was raining and pouring like crazy. And as soon as lightning struck, everything goes dark. And so it's not like your typical lightning storm here. When the power goes out, you can still kind of see stuff outside a little bit. But there, outside, once everything goes dark, it's impossible to see. And so you gotta have a flashlight with you too. So I remember because nobody's on the street, so you had to walk home. And so walking home was kind of treacherous because we were on a big hill. And so, like I said, when the rain comes down, the roads are like rivers. And so you got to be prepared. Your shoes will get wet. You'll get soaked. My whole bottom half was soaked. Luckily, I had a rain jacket, but that only gives you some sort of protection. But just be prepared weather-wise. Showering. Taking a shower, usually the showers are always cold. You're not going to get heated water. Rarely do you get heated water. And in the area that I was at, so they actually shut off the water at a certain time throughout the whole city. So the water gets shut off during the nighttime. And so after 9 o'clock, the water would be shut off. And so luckily, in each house, usually there's a big space where, cemented in area where you just fill it all the way up with water. So when I'd go home and I'd be, drenched in sweat and I'd feel super icky, I'd take a bucket of water and I'd go to the shower. And I'd just dump the bucket of water on me and I'd wash myself off. That's how I do it. Drinking the water there, don't drink the water. We would have a water truck which would have purified water that would come on a weekly basis to drop off big jugs of water that we'd use to drink. I'd always try to freeze my water bottles the best I could, because by 10 o'clock they'd already be completely unthawed. So I guess some facts. The bus is only 25 cents. So that's always pretty easy.